observable behavior, and discuss possible, non-exclusive explanations. From the beginning of the clip, the portion I sampled, I notice. The interviewee often sits with a somewhat closed posture, with his shoulders slightly forward at times. He frequently looks toward the interviewer rather than directly ahead, which is normal in a conversational interview. His facial expression appears fairly serious and subdued, which would be expected given the topic. He makes relatively limited hand gestures during the moments I viewed. Some people naturally gesture very little, especially when discussing stressful or emotional subjects. There are moments where he shifts in his seat and changes posture. Again, this can happen because someone is nervous, uncomfortable on camera, thinking carefully, or emotionally affected. It isn't a reliable indicator of deception. About body language experts, research has found that there is no single facial expression or gesture that reliably indicates lying. Behaviors such as avoiding eye contact, touching the face, crossing arms, fidgeting, pausing before answering, or looking nervous are not dependable signs of deception. People who are innocent can display these behaviors due to stress, anxiety, grief, or being filmed. What would be more informative? Instead of body language alone, investigators typically look for inconsistencies between different versions of a story, contradictions with physical evidence, changes in the level of detail over time, whether statements match independently.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I met his father, and in 8th grade, Nolan. That's when Nolan and I got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan.
Does this mean he knows something? No. Body language cannot tell us whether someone has hidden knowledge or is involved in an event. Someone can appear nervous because they're on camera, upset because they're discussing a friend, cautious because they don't want to say the wrong thing, or completely relaxed while still being deceptive. That's why investigators don't rely on body language to determine guilt or honesty. What would I look for instead? If I were analyzing the interview from an investigative perspective, I'd focus on whether his timeline changes during the interview, whether he avoids answering specific questions, whether his level of detail changes unexpectedly, whether his statements conflict with known evidence, whether his story remains consistent across different interviews. What are your thoughts on this video? Thanks for watching. Echo of Truth True Crime. Don't forget to follow and subscribe.
Fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. That's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat. Not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, and